Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me for some more mechanical misadventures. So lately I've been messing around with the Gravely C10 walk-behind tractors, specifically with the wheels and the old split rim style, and I've got something that I'm pretty excited to show you, and that is this. This is a 1-inch 3D printed spacer ring that I used to convert the old Model L style 8-inch by 4-inch wheels to 8-inch by 5. So here we go. Here is my test setup. We've got the old school style split rims, and between them you can see my 3D printed spacer ring. And that's allowed us to fit a 16 by 6.5-8 tire on it, which is great. There you go. So for this print, it mounts pretty easy. I stuck a lip on this side and a recess on the other side, so it bolts to the old hub. Maybe it was just the sort of combination of tires I had, but this went way easier than the two-piece split rim styles. I was able to bolt it with this thing together no problem. Again, might have just been a fluke, but the 8x5 split rims, they really fought me like the whole way through. This, it went together great. So you're probably wondering why I would even bother with a little spacer like this, you know, just to get 1 extra inch out of this thing. Well, let me go through a little bit of my rationale and the history with these Gravely wheels. So when the two-wheel Gravely tractors first started out, they had this style wheel, this old Model L, and this is the split rim style. It had 3 bolts. It is an 8 by 4-inch wheel, and onto it we have a pretty old school style 4-8 ag tire. And you know, these are all right for getting it done. I did a little bit of snow blowing with this on the C10, but they do leave a lot to be desired. People usually will upgrade these things, or at least put big old spacers and dualies on them to get the most of these. Eventually, these Gravely's switched over to this style of split rim, which is the 8x5. And the 8x5 was on like C10s and newer for a little bit. But not too long after that, Gravely then switched over to a more typical 4-bolt style. It was an 8x7. And you can fit all kinds of turf tires and stuff like that on there, but it's only for the 4 bolts. Anyhow, what does that mean for us? Well, that means that the vast majority of the Gravely split rim style wheels rolling around out there are these. They're 8x4. And if you want the 8x5s, well, they're a little bit rare, and you got to pay a bit for them. These ones, full disclosure, I paid 75 bucks for 2 of them, and that's quite a lot. So I was really interested in getting a low-cost solution, and that's how I decided to do this one. So we can fit basically all those tires that this 8x5, adapted to be 8x5, can have, and it works great. So far I haven't seen any issues with it, and this is much more cost effective and convenient than having to worry about tracking down one of these 8x5s. Now I understand that some people like to adapt these old split rim styles to go from the 3-bolt on up to the 8x7s, but I thought it was cool to try to keep the split rim style 3-bolt here and just get a little bit more out of it. Now I know this thing is plastic, and folks in the Gravely community are kind of adverse to plastic just by the nature of what they are. You know, the whole tractor is metal. The only plastic that I can think of is like the magneto and the ignition system. But let me show you that this thing means business. Okay, here we go. We got the old C10 here, and our wheel spacer is all hooked up. Let's see if this outer rim can hold the entire weight of the tractor. Now this is the worst case scenario. If you got a tire on this thing, some of the weight should be distributed to the much stronger inner side that's not supported just by our spacer. But we'll see if the spacer can do it all on its own. Alright, there we go. There's all the weight on it. Yeah, I'd call that good. Well, as you can see, that was a pretty good torture test. I can't think of anything worse than having that thing all on the outer rim and someone jumping on it. There's really no load scenario I could think of that would be more intensive than that. And this thing did great. It didn't crack, didn't have any issues whatsoever. But I'm curious, what do you think? I'm pretty happy with just the 1-inch spacer. That's really all I needed. I just wanted to jump from the 4-inch diameter wheels to the 5-inch diameter wheels. But with not too much extra spacing, we could go to the 8x7s. And the 8x7s can fit big old tires, like 18 by 8.5-8, some large old turf tires, things like that. I'm not really interested in that. I want more of a slow speed. But what do you think? Could this go up to 3 inches? Is that something you'd be interested in seeing? Just let me know. Honestly, I'm so happy with the way this turned out that I've half a mind to like sell these. I think I can offer these at a considerably cheaper price than the 8x5 split rims. This spacer, I don't know, maybe in the $20 range. Is that something any of the folks in the Gravely community would be interested in? I'd probably be selling ones that are printed white. The black was really just supposed to stand out in a video. But let me know what you think. And if this goes well, like I said, I really like the 1-inch. But maybe if the 2 and 3-inch turn out well, maybe those as well. You'll see them up for sale. But let me know what you think. I'd appreciate any feedback. And if you could think of any other cool 3D printed stuff that you'd like to see on the Gravely's, just let me know. I've been having a lot of fun with my new toy. But until next time, take it easy and have a good one. Shoots.